The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Greetings, peeps. It is I, Staniel Smooth, here to bring you a new sponsor to Belly Up and Time to BS, DraftKings. If you're into sports betting and want to get on the action, say no more. Here at Belly Up, we're more than happy to bring you great content and great offers as well. That's why we're giving you this sweet deal at my attractive-ass voice. Go to dkng.co/bellyup150 to get $200 off when you bet $5 or more at DraftKings. Don't forget it! It's a sweet deal. I highly recommend you try it. Now, with that being said, back to the show!
It's time to BS.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Time to BS with Staniel Smooth. I'm coming to you from the lovely beaches of Long Island, New York. I'm Staniel Smooth, and this is Time to BS, episode number 220. And I want to start things off just by getting this out of the gate. I'm scared because my health is not doing particularly great the way I want it to go. It's scary because, you know, for those who don't know, I used to be, 320, 340. I used to weigh that much, and now I'm around 270. It's 270, 275. To be relatively reasonable myself. And this past Thursday, I unfortunately got diagnosed not with cancer, but with sleep apnea. Pretty moderate to severe sleep apnea. And it's scary because at any moment when I am asleep, my breath could be literally taken away from me. For those who don't know what sleep apnea is where your airwaves, when you're sleeping, get closed because you're not getting a lot of airflow into your lungs, into your throat. So your throat closes off, which will cause you to suffocate and eventually, cease to exist. So it's a pretty fucking terrifying situation that my doctor said, quote, you need to lose up to or more than 100 pounds. Which, understandably is a bit of a shitty situation, if I do say so myself. But it's definitely something that I can, understand and say, all right, I got myself to this point, I can get myself out. But it's a scary fucking time, I will say. Because you don't know if your next breath when you sleep will definitely be your last. And that's fucking terrifying. And I get it because, I got to take my health more seriously than I need to be. But I'm not asking for any sympathy or whatever the hell, because I like to talk this stuff out because it helps me, treat whatever the hell's going on inside my head to give myself confidence. You know what? Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Nothing to worry about. We're all good, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, let's get on with the rest of the show. Time now for another edition of the Smooth Report, presented by our friends over Candidips. This is the Smooth Report, a weekly update in the world, presented by our friends at Candidips. Use the promo code BELLUP20 for 20% off your next order at candidips.com. So, the NFL schedule release has been made official, with the two-time defending champion Chiefs facing the Baltimore Ravens in Arrowhead for the first game of the 2024 NFL season on September 5th. Kansas City is once again the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl and are looking to be the first team in the Super Bowl era to three-peat as champions. The Carolina Hurricanes, despite rumors of needing a new head coach, can put those rumors to rest. They have re-signed head coach Ryan Brindamore to a new contract extension that would keep him in Raleigh for long term. Carolina had a disappointing end to their cup ambitions this past season when they lost in 6 games in the second round of the NHL playoffs to the President's Trophy winning New York Rangers. Alexander Usyk, or however the hell you pronounce his name, versus Tyson Fury was the most anticipated world title boxing fight in as many years. Usyk defeated Fury by split decision to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the first in 24 years, and the first of the 4-belt era. And finally, a Fort Wayne, Indiana judge rules that tacos are Mexican-style sandwiches. I don't have anything else on that. Great start, ladies and gentlemen. Just phenomenal start. Who wrote this shit? I don't know. What's with this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef that I'm seeing all over Twitter? I don't know what's going on. Someone fill me in on this on TikTok or YouTube or wherever. Because I am not a big, interested to, like, what's going on in the world of, music. Because this really doesn't interest me, but I keep seeing it, and I'm like, oh, something good must have happened. Oh, they're beefing? Oh, it's rap beef. Okay, it's actual hatred. And the second I saw Drake, I am caught up to speed enough to the point where I can go and say, Drake should not be getting involved with Kendrick Lamar's stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because Kendrick is one of the better rappers the last 20 years. I say what I say. And with that being said, I'm not the kind of person to say, like, oh, I prefer Drake over this guy. Nah, I listen to the 90s and stuff. Because that's what I like the most. But with that being said, I am not going to sit here and just ramble on who won this beef, because I really don't care. I don't. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me to go and ramble on music that I don't particularly care for. You know what music I care for the most? Classic rock. My favorite band is Led Zeppelin. My favorite song is Soulshine by the Allman Brothers Band. I still think that Stairway to Heaven is one of the greatest songs ever made. This does not interest me, but yet I'm going to talk about it because apparently it's a talking point in the social world today. This is where I am, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting here in front of a microphone talking about a beef that's going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Drake, whose better shit is R&B style music, and Kendrick Lamar is one of the most talented rappers I've heard in the last 15, 20 years. He actually makes good rap. Unlike Lil Baby or Da Baby or some shit, or like Lil Croissant. You gotta get more creative with your rapper names. Eminem, 50 Cent. Ja Rule, bad example, but bad example for Ja Rule. What happened to music, man? What happened? It just, like, the fuck happened? Peeps, when we were growing up, we had Nelly, We had 50 Cent. We had Nas. We had Eminem. We had Ashanti. We had Biggie's later stuff. We had Tupac after his death. We had, again, a horrible example, but the Black Eyed Peas. I'm just going to, for shits and giggles, read you my playlist of stuff that I have on my rap side. We had fucking Ice Cube and DMX, Cameron, The Game. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Smoke weed every day.
Puff Daddy, the bad example again, but Gangstar, Nate Dogg, and Warren G. What the hell happened to music? Now it's just like mumbling and shit. Shut up. Again, I'm old school when it comes to my music, but for God's sakes, get better shit. I'm not going to talk a lot of sports, but I'll still talk sports-related topics. What else happened in the world of bullshit? What am I reading? Harrison Butker to be blacklisted by the NFL. For God's sakes, man. Why? What's going on? Okay. Alright, here we go. Harrison Butker spoke at a... What the fuck happened here? Just gonna Google this real quick before I just... Harrison Butker speech. I'm gonna read this so at least I'm caught up to this whole thing. Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker commencement speech at Benedict College was viewed as misogynist. His commitment speech to Super Bowl. Oh, Jesus Christmas. Viewed as misogynistic. What the fuck? Okay, I see what's going on here. So he spoke at a Catholic school, a Catholic-based college, and people are viewing his views of life as misogynistic and anti-trans or what the hell not. Here's my thoughts on this. For what I have known even before reading this whole thing, apparently this entire 20-minute speech was taken out of context and calling him misogynist. Because he believes that, raise a family, have kids, blah, 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 blah. Here's my viewpoint. Now, again, you can take it however the hell you want. My viewpoint is not right. I know that for a fact. Your viewpoint is not right. Just because you have an opinion on something doesn't make you right. Just because I have an opinion on something doesn't make me right. View your life how you want to view your life. Live your life how you want to live it. It is your effing life. Choose how you want to live it as long as it's to your benefit. Some people are calling this man to be released from the Chiefs because of his views while speaking at a Catholic fucking college. Instead of promoting unity in their church, our nation, and the world, his comments seem to have fostered division. Which is kind of ironic because we are as divided as ever. That is fucking hilarious to me. Inclusive and welcoming community, embracing Benedict values that have endured for more than 1,500 years and have spread throughout the continent and nation, blah, 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 blah. Some people are calling this man to be blacklisted from the NFL, like Colin Kaepernick because of his viewpoints. Everyone's a fucking critic, Jesus Christmas. Now, I'm not the kind of person to say who's right and who's wrong. I'm not right. I know that. I love to learn about new shit. I will always hear you out on whatever the hell you want to say. That is your viewpoints. That is your views. If you truly believe your views are the answer, I will listen to you. I will listen to you regardless of what they are, because I will hear you out. I will not say whether this man was right or wrong to speak his mind. It's whatever. Everything's misogynist nowadays. Even crossing the street is considered misogynist. That's called a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Even, certain movies or films need to be woke culture. Don't believe me? Look up Peter Pan and Wendy. That Disney flop that was released some time ago. Snow White and the Seven Diversities. That's also called a joke. That I stole. My point is this. Just love each other for who you are, man. Who the fuck cares? We're as divided as ever. And it's all because of some stupid views on one side or the other. We love gray area. We fucking love gray area. There's no black or white or in between. We want a gray area. It's like, you have to believe what we have to say. You have to believe what we have to say. It's like, no one cares. Oh, you know what? Just give me a hug. Just give me a hug, man. I love talking stupid shit. Makes me smile. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers today. I'm here for it. Let's see what we got here. Man versus bear. This is a fucking interesting one we got going on here. Woohoo! I can't wait to talk about this one. I pressed two buttons at the same time. Where is it? Alright, let's have some fun here, ladies and gentlemen. Some women are quoted saying they'd rather be trapped in the middle of the woods with a bear over a man. Okay, that seems a little out of the ordinary because a bear would rip you to shreds. Just, it's gonna slide that over there real quick. It's gonna slide into your DMs real quick. You know what I'm saying? I see both sides of this whole thing, as, I usually do with most topics of this magnitude. I know a good chunk of women in my life that have been afraid of men. Let's keep it PG, ladies and gentlemen. And I understand both sides of this argument. Where, hey, I'd rather be trapped in the middle of the woods with a man, with a bear instead of a man. However, I would also see the man in this case, because the man would probably know what the fuck to do in a situation, or the bear would just rip me to shreds. Again, both of these things make sense. But at the same point, this goes into a topic that I have talked, or an argument that I've talked about off air, where I've said, there is no, how would I put this? There is no way to prevent bad shit from happening all the time. Good shit's gonna happen, bad shit's gonna happen no matter what. You can't prevent bad shit from happening in order to only have good shit from happening. It doesn't, I'm not defending I'm not defending bad stuff at all. I'm not. Just getting that out of the gate. I am not defending anything bad. But not all men are terrible. We're not all bad people. There's probably a majority of dudes out there that are like, come on, man, just give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? I can probably guess the majority of men are teddy bears. Which is kind of funny, because the whole man versus bear thing, men are fucking teddy bears. For the most part. Have you ever been to Starbucks? The dudes who are baristas, they're fucking sweet. I was at Starbucks this morning. The dude who made my coffee was like, "Oh, you seem huggable. Give me a hug, man. It's all good. Just come on, shut up and give you some sugar." No? Alright, fine. Tough crowd. But it's like the whole argument of saying, like, all women are bad, all cops are bad, all people are bad. It's like, no, that's not how this shit fucking works. Not all women are bad, not all men are bad, not all people are bad. There's some really shitty people today. But I mean, that doesn't mean everyone's a bad person. I do see both sides of this argument, though. But maybe if you just slow the hell down and actually use your fucking head and, you know, thought this out and used logic, maybe you would understand that, hey, maybe not everyone's a bad person. There's some shitty people in the world, but that doesn't mean everyone's bad. I can speak from experience. I've done some fucked up shit in my life that I would, you know, like to go look back and redo in my life. But at the same point, it may be the person who I am today. And I understand that. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But it doesn't make us horrible people. There's some women that have done some horrible fucking shit in their lives. Doesn't make them horrible people. You know? People make mistakes, people fuck up. But just because, like, oh, you view women as bad or men as bad or blah, 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 that doesn't mean this one particular side of the spectrum is all bad. Like, calm your tits, people. Calm your tits down. Can someone please explain to me why Jim Cornette's a bad person? Someone please explain to me this. Because Jim Cornette has been trending on Twitter recently again because of apparently great compliments he said towards WWE announcer Samantha Irvin. Which is great because she's awesome. And she acknowledged the comments and said, "Thanks, legend," or some shit. And people don't like Cornette because of his views on modern wrestling. Why? It's his opinion. Doesn't make you or him right. Just because you have an opinion on something doesn't make you right. But people are calling Jim Cornette a racist. Like, he's racist. Like, Jim Cornette's a racist. But prove me wrong. Prove me how he is racist. Nothing? Nothing? Got nothing? Alright, cool. Just, you guys really suck at this. It's like the whole Trump thing. Like, Trump's a racist, like, but he got the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his efforts towards the African American community. Like, you guys really do suck at. You guys really suck at this whole thing. Like, Jesus Christmas, people. Jim Cornette's one of the most influential wrestling minds in the last 50 years. And just because he doesn't like AEW or Ring of Honor or TNA or New Japan or some shit, just or today's WWE, doesn't makes him a terrible person. Like, shut up. I'll get to AEW later in the show, but Jesus, people, Jesus, you are not making this easy. Oh, plane's passing by. Hey, there we go. It's just, what the fuck? Look, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, and I don't care. But you're not special. No one in this fucking world is special, and that's fine. You know? Just because, you know, some dude does not like what you like doesn't mean he's a terrible person. Okay? We don't kink shame here. Who the hell cares? Like, I like Spyro. I like playing those Spyro games back in the day. Some people don't like him. I love him. Doesn't make me right or them right. And I don't hate people for it. Who cares? It's because people like to bitch and complain about shit that makes them feel special. Because they're not special. You're never going to accomplish anything, and that's fine. You're part of the 99.9% of people that aren't going to affect history in any way, shape, or form. You know, and these same people are like the kind of people that will cling on to one specific culture and steal it and make it their own. They'll piggyback on something just because it makes them feel special, like calling Jim Cornette a terrible person because it makes them feel something about themselves that they haven't accomplished anything in their life. It's like, motherfucker, you could, like, run a whole rebellion, let alone this shit. Like, you're not special. Who the hell cares? Just because you have an opinion on something doesn't make you right. Who cares? Just go out, smoke a cigar, drink your whiskey or your sex on the beach, and go enjoy life. Go enjoy your life. And stop complaining so much. Go do something for your life. You know, get a job. Stop bitching and moaning about how shit's not going your way and go do something about it. You know, this ain't hard. You know, but fuck. I'm in a very angry mood recently. I've been burnt out. Just from work. From podcasting. Just in general. I need a rest. Which is why I'm posting a whole lot. Because your boy needs a break. And you know what else needs a break? I need a break from talking AEW. It's going to continue to just break my head. It's going to give me an aneurysm. It's going to cause me a headache. It's going to give me migraines and nasty headaches and shit. AEW ratings have plummeted down to the 600,000s. Oh, for God's sakes. Just, God. All of this bullshit. Just enough. I understand that there are a diehard amount of AEW fans, but you cannot tell me with a straight face that this shit is great. If you would know a thing or two about the wrestling business, you will know that none of these guys are draws. Except for two guys. One of them is no longer in the company. The other one's hurt. And ironically, both of them are injured. You can't tell me with a straight face. The Young Bucks and Jack Perry are draws. They are not. Neither is Kazuchika Okada right now. Kazuchika Okada took all of his money from AEW, left New Japan for this crap show of a company, and he's not. They're not drawing any fans. You know, you're consistently taking shots at WWE when you don't need to be doing that. You can't take shots at someone who's doing your job way better than you. That just means jealousy is in the chat. Mercedes Moné isn't a draw. She's been your biggest flop in God knows how long. FTR, one of the best tag teams in the entire world. They're not draws anymore. Will Ospreay, one of the biggest stars in the history of New Japan, not a draw in AEW. Chris Jericho, oh jeez, do not get me started on Chris Jericho. He still thinks he's a hot star, but he sure as shit is not. Swerve Strickland, your AEW World Heavyweight Champion, is not a draw and has been booked like a jobber the last few weeks. This is called constructive criticism, ladies and gentlemen. CM Punk and MJF are the two biggest stars that AEW has ever had. Both of them are injured. One's currently in WWE and is one of the biggest draws in the entire company. He's hurt, and MJF has been hurt since December. And people are saying he should stay hurt in order to sign with WWE. At least Toni Storm is sort of being booked like a star, since she's a 3-time women's champion. I feel horrible for guys like Malachi Black, Adam Cole, and Keith Lee, especially Adam Cole. They're former NXT champions who could have been stars with WWE had Vince not royally fucked them over. Now they're borderline jobbers with AEW. You haven't seen Keith Lee in months. Adam Cole was with a jobber of a faction in the Undisputed Kingdom. Malachi Black is all-star worthy talent. He is oh my God. Malachi Black could have been a multiple-time WWE champion had Vince not fucked him over. Adam Cole, perfect example, was a 3-time Ring of Honor World Champion, former NXT champion, the first North American champion in NXT. Could have been a star. But no, he left to go to this shit show and has done nothing. Has done nothing. Darby Allin, I feel horrible for this man. He's the biggest star outside MJF, and he's being booked with the fucking Young Bucks, who can't draw. The booking is horrible. The storylines suck. There are too many mouths to feed in a kitchen full of idiot sandwiches, and Tony Khan still thinks this shit is great. It's not. It sucks. Now, at least TNA acknowledged that they need a complete and total retool. They booked Hulk Hogan out of there. They booted Eric Bischoff out of there. They booted Ric Flair out of there. They booted Dixie Carter out of there. And they had something great with Scott D'Amore. They fired his ass for no fucking reason. You know? WWE realized with Vince McMahon, yeah, we're not going anywhere. So they booted his ass. Triple H has been running the show, and he's been doing great. I can't say anything about Ring of Honor, because that's Tony's baby. That's still Tony Khan's baby. What are they going to do? What the hell are they going to do? And they don't have a lot of room for improvement here unless they do some drastic fucking changes. And I mean drastic. The biggest star that they've had in a while, Kenny Omega, he's the biggest draw, and that says a lot right now. He's hurt. He's hurt. He got sent to the hospital with diverticulitis. What the hell? What the actual hell? You really can't say anything good about this place. Are there like maybe 3 or 4 things? But no, AEW's were the best wrestle. Sure. Ugh, I got a headache. I need a break. One last topic before I close up shop for the day, because I like to be able to talk life and rather calm-inducing matters. So I got all the rage-inducing topics right out of the gate, just out of the way. So I could get maybe a few minutes to talk about some stuff. And I understand that, it's some trying, difficult times right now. But you know what? No matter what gets thrown your way, even though life kind of does suck and, shit isn't the way you want things to go, just remember, everything's going to be okay. That's it. Just everything's going to be fine. And this is not like I'm not validating your feelings or anything, or your emotions or shit that's bothering you or stuff like that. Understand something. No matter what gets thrown your way, everything's going to work out. It might not work out the way you want it to, or just in general. Like, forks in the road happen in life all the time. It's another way of saying, life has other plans. For you, you have plans, but life has other plans. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But Whether it's you're unhappy at your job, you're unhappy with the way you live, or where you live, or how you live, or any of that stuff. You can change these things. You get yourself in them, you can get yourself out. And I love doing these, kind of real life, just real talk, just being able to get this out off my chest and be able to talk to you guys and enjoy what I enjoy what I do here simply because of I'm able to share my viewpoints on life as a whole with you all today. And from my own personal perspective on certain things, there are some things in my life that I wish I could, change or redo or all that stuff. And I used to think that for a long time that life really did suck. But I think it's a way of saying, I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive, because even at a clap of your hands, it could just be taken away. So always cherish the life that you have, not the one that you want. And take everything with a grain of salt. No matter how much you think life sucks or it's not going your way, just remember it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. Always remember that. Always remember that you're doing great and everything's gonna be okay. Just keep that in mind. So with that being said, that'll do it for this edition of Time to BS with Staniel Smooth. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm coming to you from the lovely beaches of Long Island, New York. My name is Staniel Smooth. This has been episode 220 of Time to BS. And I will see you all in this life, certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone.